Let's break down the OSI model with an analogy everyone can relate to: sending a letter through the postal system. Each layer of the OSI model has its own responsibility, just like each step in mailing a letter has its own purpose. Layer 7, Application Layer, the letter's purpose. This layer is like writing the content of the letter. It's where you define the message you want to communicate, choosing words that the recipient will understand. In networking, this is the layer where applications communicate. For example, if you're using a web browser or an email client, that's the application layer at work. Layer 6, Presentation Layer, formatting the letter. After writing the letter, you may need to format it, perhaps translating it into a language the receiver understands or converting handwriting to print. The presentation layer does something similar. It translates, encrypts, or compresses data so that it's in the right format for the recipient's computer to understand. Layer 5, Session Layer, starting the conversation. Now that the letter is ready, you need to set up a way to keep track of the conversation. This layer is like the envelope or the method of identifying which letter belongs to which conversation. The session layer establishes, manages, and terminates connections so both sides stay in sync, whether it's part of an ongoing conversation or a single message exchange. Layer 4, Transport Layer, ensuring delivery. Imagine we add a return address and choose a delivery method like standard or express mail. This layer ensures that your letter reaches its destination reliably and in order. In the OSI model, this is the transport layer. It's responsible for reliability, data integrity, and the correct sequence of packets. Layer 3, Network Layer, choosing the route. At this point, the postal system decides the best route for your letter. Maybe it goes by land, air, or sea, depending on where the recipient is. The network layer similarly finds the best route for data packets. It handles logical addressing like IP addresses and makes sure each packet follows an optimal path through the network. Layer 2, Data Link Layer, preparing for transport. Before your letter even leaves your city, the local post office organizes it, ensuring it's grouped correctly and verifying that each envelope has the right information. The data link layer handles similar tasks for data traveling across a physical network, ensuring it's error-free and ready for each hop on the journey. Layer 1, Physical Layer, physical transport. Finally, your letter goes on the truck, plane, or even down to a walking postal carrier. The physical layer is the actual hardware that moves data cables, Wi-Fi signals, and all the physical mechanisms that carry information over distances. Just like the truck or plane, it's responsible for moving your data bit by bit from one location to another. So, in summary, each layer of the OSI model is like a step in mailing a letter, from writing the content to putting it in an envelope, choosing the best route, and transporting it to the receiver's mailbox. Each layer has a specific job, and together they ensure that your message arrives safely and in a way the recipient can understand. Now, here's a quick question to check your understanding. In the postal system analogy, which OSI layer would be responsible for choosing the best delivery route, similar to how the Postal Service determines whether to send a letter by air, land, or sea? Is it the application layer, the network layer, or the physical layer? The answer is the network layer.